you can have your seats, you can have your seats. You do know where those songs have taken me? Do you know where those songs have taken me? This was me somewhere in class 4, class 3, somewhere in Ongata Rongai. Kwa road show. Ulikuwa na dance unapatiwa mpira na t-shirt na kalamu. Kalamu hata wajui kama wewe ni homeless ama wewe ni nini, bora my God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kenya's biggest, fastest growing comedy talk show. This is Dr. Ofweneke tonight. Wapi makofi leo? Yes, of course. My name is the Eagle himself, the Duke of Kakamega. Dr. Ofweneke is my name. Alongside the one and only, not your ordinary DJ. What's your name, baby?
DJ Listening.
Yes, nakwambia. Your hairstyle has become a signature. Nilikutana na msichana pale Kakamega, kuna place tu Malemba. Enda yako uambie teacher Listening, napendeko hairstyle kidogo tu, kichwa yake size. Kichwa ingeenda nisha na. Unajua kwa hii hairstyle lazima kichwa yako iko focus na mbele. Kichwa yake ilikuwa kama aircraft, kuna wings, kuna helicopter, so hakuna vile ingeweza. Mwambie wase, you always have to check your body size or the size of your head before you put a certain hairstyle.
Yeah.
Not every hairstyle. Sasa imagine mimi. Mimi nimeweka rasta. Imagine mimi nimeweka rasta. Naka kimopo ama naka ile paintbrush ya makeup artist. I cannot even do that. Mimi ni mtu wa kipara and that's it. Hapo nywele yangu imeanza kwenda nyuma. Ningekuwa nilikuwa napiga na salute hapo but mimi ni lieutenant general. Nywele imefika na hapa wewe. Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni, so thank you so much. We have an amazing show lined up for you. I don't know how your week has been. My week has been amazing, but before we tell you how our week has been, today the guest on the show, of course, today we'll be mixing serious matters and fun. And we recognize that not only as a country, as a society, and of course even as a continent, domestic violence is a factor and a conversation that needs to be had. All right?
Yeah.
And of course in every sense, I normally say, wanaume, ukisikia unataka kupigana, ukitaka kupigana, toka nje ya nyumba ili upige watchman. Huyo watchman, chances are, when was the last time watchman wenyu alipigana na mwizi? Unajua. So once in a while ukisikia tu umekasirika, toka ni upigane na watchi.
So wapimane nguvu hapo.
Mpimane nguvu because kama unamrudisha training because hajapigana na mwizi. When was the last time he fought a thief? You get? Na mademu ukisikia pia ni mtu wa hasira. Na usikie ni mtu wa kurusha because gender based violence or domestic violence is not only from men to women.
Okay.
Kuna mademu wana watch. Na unajua vizuri wewe chapa chali yako. Na najua kuna chali na watch na unajua jana ulichapwa. Na uwezi sema mbele ya wase.
Hawezi sema.
But I'm telling you, if that story is true about our leader of majority, Senator Weta, if Papa Roma clearly alichapwa, it shows that kuchapwa maanishi imekufungia maisha, you can live and be happy and become successful. Now Papa Roma from kuchapwa is now the third most powerful person in the country.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So today we'll be talking matters about domestic violence and how much the society should stand up and actually speak against it, because in every essence that will never be and has never been the way to settle out issues. All right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, we'll be hosting the country most popular and most favorite member of parliament, of course, Peter Salasya. And of course, when he comes to the show, I have a surprise for you about that guy. And apart from him, finally we have a guy who can actually literally imitate our deputy president, Riggy, to the word, to the tone, to the voice.
We are waiting for him.
Yes, Mr. Mwenyewe will be on the show, ladies and gentlemen. And imagine when we called him, he traveled all the way from Kisii. When we called him the morning, he was in Kisii. So we told him we need you on the show. He didn't even think twice. As we speak, the guy is outside here.
Wow, that's
yes.
Nice.
Let me tell you, when time and chance gets to you,
please don't sleep on it.
Seize it. Take opportunity of it, all right?
Yeah.
Other ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana makofi kwanza. Yes. Risala zetu na rambi. Risala na rambi, of course, to my very good friends. So I want to apologize to King Charles III and to the family. I was not able to make it for the funeral despite receiving the invitation later. I was busy. Yeah, I told you. I am networked. I am networked to rich people,
when
successful
a president
people.
Mko hapa.
Mina King Charles kwa chezanga polo. Hapa Afghanistan. Don't joke with us. So so finally the queen was laid to rest.
Yeah.
And of course our condolences once again. Our condolences because it's a grieving moment. But of course not really condolences because Africans, we had a different feeling about the whole royal family. That is when all bad things happen to Africa, and it's unfortunate that she had the crown on her head, and there's a lot she would have done to change the destiny of the black people. And instead, it looks like she was among the people who orchestrated it. So, Africa, once again, we are ish about how we really felt about her passing away. Hoping that King Charles will actually be able to retrieve back. First of all, the Nandi people. Wamesema wanataka kichwa ya nani? Koitalel Samoe. I don't know why we keep on requesting. No offense, guys. But I'm just asking, why do we keep on requesting for these things? I mean, time has gone. The other day, Congo was celebrating because of what? Do you know why Congo was celebrating? Because Meno ya Patrice Lumumba ilirudishwa. Meno mpaka wakalia. Imagine Waluya wanalia juu ya meno. Hata hukukula vizuri kabla ukufe. Sababu meno wako litolewa. So the tooth was put in a coffin.
Ikarudishwa.
Kwanza ikafanywa state funeral. Watu wakapita. Unajua vile wa Kongo wanalianga vile. Moto bai wazo unajua wao pita ukianga ibaji za ile sanduku wanapita kwa kidansi. Tikalema.
Ni kama Waluya tulisikia kuna
Waluya waanza kulia kwa gate. Chances are, let me tell you, chances are for a Luya to actually go and cry in a wrong funeral are very high. Because the memo is, you first of all just cry. Ukisikia matawe anga tu.
Ni ukweli kuna professional mourners that
yes.
Na walipa wakuje kulia.
Wanalipa according to ile pesa umelipa. So kama ulipa 30k na ungemaliza deposit ni balance. Anaweza kulia. Anaweza lilia pale karibu na get. Hapo sana the worst thing is mtu alia alafu aanze kucheka. Yondo kuchoma so. Sasa kumona usitanga. Mbona ule pesa yako imeishia hapo sasa lazima urudi niendelee. So the queen was buried and of course that is not what stood out. And again, it left me thinking, listening, are we really done with colonialism? Are we really done with the idea of us looking down on African people? Biden came in his AKA the Beast, and had his whole entourage coming in at the Birmingham Palace for the service. The other president as well, but what stood out was this photo. This is the photo that stood out, whereby all African presidents were bundled into a super metro city hopper. Alafu ngana paka vile president alikuwa amekaa pale. Nikaa shazoea.
Wetu ni hustler amezoea basi.
But actually, Ruto looked like he was not perturbed. He was not moved. He was like, wacheni niwaambie. Suluhu nitakwambia story. Hii basi nilipanda kutoka Eldoret. By the time nilikuwa nafika Nairobi kwa shaipanda. So this photo is what took the whole world by storm. Or created a whole buzz. Give me that photo. The president's in a bus. Mumeiona? Ona umekimbia. So we can see goja toa sasa on air kwanza. Director ananiharakisha. Imagine ni Suluhu. This is a clear picture of an African woman who is embarrassed. You see that like guy.
But are they taking photos? Not yet.
But I like only sen huyu mwingine amejifanya kwa ukuta, amejifanya ni kama ako kwa kioo, kwa simu wasimuone. Then huyu hapa hakujua kamera inamkujia. The guy at the front.
Alikuwa ameangalia.
Alikuwa ameangalia. Sasa mtu alikuwa hapo alikuwa anafikiria alikuwa nakumbuka kumbe sijaomba. Ni Recho. So Recho nakwambia amejikasirikia hapo, ameshangaa how did I not pray? But our president clearly
ako too comfortable. He's very happy.
Even Ruto alikuwa anaonekana ni road trip. And because Ruto is a pastor, so I swear Ruto actually thought they were going for a mission. Nonga zile mission na kupreach kwa high school. I swear Ruto alijua basi. Hapa wamenipeleka siku za mission. Hapa nimeenda mission. So and it brought a whole buzz and my question was, is it that there were not enough VIP cars to carry our president as well? But then again, another question, another thing was, okay, put our president aside because it's only 1 week in office, so we can't judge him that much.
Yeah.
But does it mean that our African president actually got a feeling of how we feel when they give us less VIP treatment in terms of development and delivery? Yeah. You get? Because that is another question. Maybe this is how we feel. This is how we feel when we're stuck in buses. This is how we feel when their fuel prices are going high. This is how we feel when bus prices are going up because they are all affected. This is how we feel when our road transport is bad. This is how we feel when we don't invest in manufacturing plants for buses.
Yeah.
So this is another message in its own. So we hope when our leaders are coming back, they've actually learned a lesson in that one. Otherwise, All the best kwa hiyo school bus trip yenu.
I think tunafaa tuone hizo meme watu wali make about.
Kuna meme zingine Joan, director, madam director, kuna meme zingine. Imagine ungekuwa hivyo alafu unachiki Ruto ameslap gari wewe. Beba Manchester, beba Newcastle, beba wewe. So clearly that's a picture of how it was. Putting that aside, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to inviting our guest, this is another very delicate story.
Why are you looking at me like that? Either you want to talk to me,
no, this is the truth. Kuna dem Nigeria, I am unfortunately rest in peace to her. She died in a road accident. You see, dying is not the problem because dying is a natural human eventuality. So it is evident one day we will all go. But the reason why she died does not really make sense. Alikuwa anafuata side chick wa bwana yake.
It was the man driving with the side chick. So the wife akaona.
You are a woman. You should know this story. Let me listen.
Of course I know
it. Has been there, yeah.
Of course I know it.
Yeah, so tell us listening.
So the husband, I think the wife was in the salon.
Right.
Then akaona the husband and the side chick. So the husband ali drive off.
Kwanza alikufa na nywele nusu. Hiyo ni ya kwanza.
Alikuwa
amemaza nywele. We do not accept such things in heaven. Anyway, moving on. Hiyo ni mkosa ya kwanza mbinguni.
Excuse me.
Unakufanya na nywele nusu. Kwanza waluya watakushema.
So akamuona, so the husband was trying to feature the side chick, akakimbia. So now the wife was driving kuwapata. So when she was about to block them, akaenda vibaya because the husband ali speed off. So akapata accident, akagonga off the road.
Na hivyo ndio akaenda.
Unfortunately
you have the whole
wife,
script. Were you the owner of the salon?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you have the whole story.
We call it tea. I must follow
this
tea.
Wacha na story ya chai na huyo brand ambassador wa chai. This is I will not mention his name. This is the thing. I understand the emotional, that comes with all that kind of situation.
I know what you're about to say, but I want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
If it was opposite now, your wife and somebody is...
First of all, Christine knows. She knows that should never be thought of. Moving on. Yeah, my wife knows that can never cross her mind. It should never.
They say, now I'm saying if she had a side nigger, like you're calling the side chick, and then you waone ndo wale and they're driving off, and the man clearly you can tell huyu ni wake, what would you do? Will you chase them?
Listen, we're in front of almost 10 million Kenyans. And I love my job. And I love the reputation that Kenyans have of me. So for whatever case, I want to answer the same way we answered question number 30 in CRE. If John was walking along the road and John found 5 million shillings, as a Christian, what will John do? We know very well whatever answer you answered is not the truth. What did you answer? Collect the 5 million, take it to the nearest chief's camp. But we all know in real case, what you would have done what? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the show. Hiyo swali nimeiwachia na hapo na sijasema kitu yoyote. I will not be quoted. But either way, this is what I normally say. And I think that it's in connection, as serious as it's in connection with what we'll be discussing today.
Yeah. It's
never that serious when it comes to relationship. Allow me to say this. I think that a man of my age and with my experience in life, it's always peaceful to just pick up your stuff and leave. That's what I normally say. And especially for the men. Na leo naambia wanaume live to your face. A man who carries everything during a divorce or a breakup is a coward. Chukua ngoza. A man has a special anointing from God. Men can always rise up.
Women cannot.
I said men.
Oh,
I didn't mention any woman.
I'm asking.
No, I didn't mention any woman. Because I didn't want to get there.
Okay, I was trying to understand.
But then again, if you also want to just live, it's okay to always live peacefully. You see, love is an acquired feeling. Anything acquired is something that is learned. And anything learned can be unlearned.
Yeah.
All right? So you can always stand up and live and go start a new life and be peaceful. Okay. It doesn't have to. Number 2, when there are children involved, imagine the trauma.
It's not easy though. It's not easy. When you see someone with another person there, it's not easy.
Then it also depends the friends you have. Kama mabesti zako ni wa kukuchocha, then that's a bad thing.
Si mabesti hata niko peke yangu ndio ni mtu wangu na
I always advise, listen, during a divorce or a bad breakup, go to your parents' house. Live with them even if for 1 month. They are your source. Your source will always give you some certain weird universal energy to make you heal. Si lazima uende umeenda zao uko loft aluta asubuhi. Haki ya Mungu kitu yote. Ladies and gentlemen, so please allow me to invite this amazing 3 people who are going to be coming on the show from Highest, who will be talking more about domestic violence tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tupige makofi anapokuja kwa show. Welcome so much Louis, David and Beatrice. Karibuni sana. Welcome and welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Asanteni sana. So first of all, thank you so much for coming. And I was excited that not only today we're just not having fun, but of course we're handling and tackling one of the most serious issues that affect the society. Issues that affected, there are caused to so many things. There are caused to single moms. There are caused to guys who are having father issues, mother issues. There's all that trauma, and it's very important that you guys have come to handle it. So karibuni sana. Tukaribisha from Highest. Let's clap for them. So I will not address you officially, so that to chill, to relax. So Bito, pole hakuna chai ni juu ya budget. So chai mtakunywa home. Mtaidownload simu kuna ile Java Cup kwa phone yako utadownload hiyo. Bito, yes. Let's talk about, first of all, who are you guys? Who's Highest?
Yes. So Highest is an organization that stands for Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. And here in Kenya, we started in 2002. 2002? Yes. And we mainly aim to support the most vulnerable refugees who are living in the urban areas, specifically Nairobi.
Are there refugees in urban area? Let's even start from there. I mean, it's something we didn't know. I mean, every time we hear refugees, the first thing that comes to mind is Kakuma.
Yes.
So are there refugees in Nairobi?
Yes, we have...
Kuna wale mademu waendangi nyumbani kwa club. Wanashinda aki ya no. Thank you Bito. Mwede kuna mademu kwa club na nao kila siku. Awendangi home. We know you today. So sorry for that. sorry for that. So there are actually refugees in Nairobi, on a serious note.
Yes. By statistics from July 2022 said there are about 80,000. 80,000 refugees in the urban areas. This mainly covers Nairobi, but you have some in Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret. Yes, those are some of the areas where we have refugees.
My just sorry, these 2 questions have just generated out of interest. What classifies one as a refugee? Is it basically what we know out of layman's understanding? Ni mtu tu ana hao na place ya kuishi, because if that is it, kuna mabeshi zetu tuko nao leo analala kwa Ofweneke, kesho analala kwa Lizni, anajifanya ame blackout kwa gari Lizni, alale kwa Lizni, kesho kutu namsikia DStv ameenda wapi. What classifies one to be actually fall under the group of a refugee?
So a refugee is someone who has fled their country, yes, due to a well-founded fear of persecution. And this persecution may be due to political reasons, it may be due to their ethnicity, their race, their religion, and even sometimes due to their gender identity. So those are some of the reasons that someone may have left their country, yes.
David,
yeah.
Let me ask, what is intimate partner violence? Is it what we really know? Ni unawasema mnachapana kwa hao like nichape show me how much of a man you are. What is intimate partner violence? What is that, sir?
That's a good question, and actually it's what you've just started by demonstrating here. It's we say it's violence or aggression within people who are in a romantic relationship.
All right.
And when we talk of romantic relationship, it doesn't matter whether they are married or they are dating. It doesn't matter about their sexual orientation, whether straight or gay. But as much as it's an intimate relationship and people having differences within it, and it comes in different forms. There are people who will have physical fights. There are people who will have sexual violence. I don't know if you know, but there's rape in marriage or in relationships. Please
forgive me. I tend to come out as a legal mind, but I believe I am learned and exposed. But kuna malimu changanikiwa when it comes to saying ati I was raped by my husband. I'm like, is that not a conjugal right? So how did it move from being a conjugal right to actually being rape?
We say that your right stops where mine starts. And so there's something we call consent. And if any of the two parties or three, nowadays I understand that it's more than, it can happen between more than one, so between more than two. Yeah, sips tea.
As you are saying, David.
Yeah, so whenever the consent stops, that's when now violence starts. So we might have agreed to go to get intimate or have sex, and then it gets to a point and someone changes mind, then that is where the process stops. So anything after that, then it's taken as violence. So even in marriage, I understand that there are people who will use sex as a weapon to manipulate the other party. So when that is also put into place, that is also a form of violence. And anything that is forced to, any sexual act that is forced to anyone, be it a spouse or a dating person or just someone you met, it's violence.
I hope you are learning something. I hope you are getting it.
Yeah.
Then of course, I would also just want us to make sure, not make sure, but also understand that this thing actually happens. It does not mean the gender. It doesn't mean that it's one gender towards the other. Like, okay, let's call it a spoon spoon to spoon. Wanasemanga ati ni wanaume. Most of the cases in wanaume wanasemanga ndio wanachapa wanawake.
Yes.
But we actually have cases of dem ananyorosha Simba. Kwanza najua huko kwetu Kakamega. Hadi leo ulikuwa wapi wanyama? Kuja hapa. So does it actually, do you have those cases?
We do have,
What is the statistics?
Very minimum, actually, because when you look at the statistics and reports that have been recorded about violence against men, and that is why wanaume tunaisha kwa sababu there's no one, we are not speaking and people are not speaking for us. You know, women will talk.
Imagine ni kind of show.
You know,
Ofweneke mzima.
there's that stigma that also stops men from talking, which is so bad. So we have men who are going through violence, but they don't talk about it because of the fear, the stigma that is out there, that when mwanaume unachapwa aje, then we do not accept that it is possible for a man to be violated. And I was still talking about the different forms that happens. Apart from physical and sexual, there's controlling behaviors that are also forms of violence. When any partner controls the other person's life. Stalking is a very good example of that. Someone gets to know your moves. Umetoka wapi, umeenda wapi, umeongea na nani. Anytime I stop with someone for a minute, you're like, mlikuwa mnaongea nini? You know, that is stalking and that is controlling and that makes the other person insecure, makes them uncomfortable.
I'm a victim.
Are we supposed to report? There's somewhere like
yes, you should be able to report.
So if
is overliking post stalking. Unamgora pata mimi naweza because but dem ame like I have almost 20,000 posts. Dem ame almost 1,000. I'm like, oh my God, na feel ushaingia kwa bedroom yangu. I need protection. So let me ask, how have you been able, as hires, to make, especially for the men, how have you been able to make sure that men have a conducive environment? And I'm asking this selfishly. A conducive environment to actually come and report. Hata kama ni chini ya maji, hata kama unajua amejifunika zile za Bezi manze jana kulikuwa kubaya, bali nilipigwa. What have you done to do that?
One, we've created the awareness that we are offering these services for anyone without discriminating whoever comes. And they understand that we have a strong mandate to be able to take care of issues to do with gender-based violence. And specifically today talking about intimate partner violence. And we also have both male and female psychologists in our organization where if someone comes and they feel like they don't want to meet a lady, then they can still talk to a man. You know, we have this cliche among men, and I'll come to you and I'll tell you, "Sunelewa kama mwanaume." You know, as if you know what happened to me. But that is usually so common among men. Actually, even like men who are abused sexually, they'll come and see you and tell you.
Wait. There are men who are abused sexually.
Yeah, there are men who are abused sexually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are learning something today. We are learning. Moving on,
and
sir.
You know, the experience is they'll come to you and they tell you, no, I can't find hiyo kitu. They will never say, I was...
Sorry to laugh. Right?
Yeah, it's so sad, yeah. But it's very bad for a man to talk about it. It really takes about a lot of vulnerability for a man to talk about issues of violence.
Beautiful.
And yeah.
Louis, let's talk about the red flags. What are the red flags for you to know you're going through either emotional, controlling? What are the red flags? We may think we know, but maybe we don't know.
You may think it's love.
Oh my God, sometimes slap me.
Sometimes tunambianga when they have drama or they love you.
You see, it depends on how, and some of the signals my colleague mentioned. But first and foremost is, one, your state of mind, how you feel. The moment you find yourself always conscious about where you are, who you're with, that instinct, that you're not comfortable with the person you're with, that one should give you a red flag. You should start asking yourself, where are you, who are you with, and why are you feeling the way you are feeling. When you're in a relationship, you're supposed to feel secure, you're supposed to feel safe, feel loved, and feel protected. So when you find yourself in such a situation, of course, you have to start reflecting and looking at your situation and trying to find a way to make it better. Okay. Another red flag is the most obvious one. The moment it gets violent.
That's it.
The moment something as little as a slap, that should be a flag. You get to start asking. You can start probing, how is my partner's relationship with his family? How is my partner's relationship with his friends? Sometimes you might leave and you find someone just across the road bumps into him accidentally, and it is blown out of proportion. Yeah. That's what we call outbursts that are in response to something small. When it reaches to that extent, that's a red flag, because that means you're in a situation where someone, because of one small reason, they might find themselves escalating into violence.
Let me just ask, Louis.
Yes.
Have you been able to achieve, or how much have you been able to achieve in terms of just fighting or doing enough civic education to just fight there's that theory of ndio ujue bwanako anakupenda lazima akuslap, you get? And especially, and it's unfortunate, maybe where I come from, it's a conversation that we normally say, oh, then I mean, if he doesn't beat you up, he doesn't slap you a little bit, then probably this guy does. Ati unajua hata mimi anipendangi, miaka 10 tumekaa pamoja. Kwa nini? Mimi hata kitoko tu hata kaslap tu acha yeye patia. So how have you been able to fight such of those?
So you've asked a very good question, because that is what we actually try our best to counter. There are these myths and misconceptions that are held by either a community or a society, and some of them are being also driven through culture and faith. So you find that the perception that someone should persist in a place where there is violence will be a sign of love. No, that is not a sign of love. That is not even a relationship.
It's a weakness projecting itself.
That is a circumstance, a situationship that you are in. And it is actually sad, because we find some of us will persist in relationships for different reasons other than love. So most of the reasons will be tied to what people will say, or what people will think, or what I believe with regards to culture and religion. So perceptions such as it is your right, you have a conjugal right, and you find yourself in a space where your partner comes in and finds you at home, you are not ready, it is not your time, you do not feel like having it, and you register that. And the man, because there's this perception, umeoa, umetoa ng'ombe, usinyimwe.
Lazima nipige kura leo. Najua Chebukati amebadilisha siku, lakini ni leo.
So at that point, consent is not gotten, because consent is not permanent at the point of, let's say in marriage you give your vows that you've given your consent for life. No. Consent is momentous. Consent is your choice. You have the right to give it and you have the right to withdraw it at any time.
Pure. Najua watu single and I celebrate. At least I don't have to go through that. Oh my God. David, let me ask quickly, what is the impact, especially now, specifically to the refugees? What is the impact of all this?
The impact is so huge, and first of all is on the mental health. Anyone going through both physical, sexual, economic, harmful practices, the first part that is affected is the mind. They're in distress because they're not comfortable where they are. Some people leave not sure whether they'll see tomorrow. You've heard of cases where someone wakes up and finds a gun under the pillow or a knife under the pillow. And if they slapped you today, we don't know if tomorrow they're going to kick you.
Oh my God.
You've heard of cases where people go to get admitted in hospital after some physical fights. And so mentally people are really affected when they are in an abusive relationship. And then secondly, there's disability, because out of the beating, out of the physical abuse, people can be broken their legs, their arms, and their spinal cords.
I think I'm getting emotional. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're hosting Beatrice, Louis, and David from Highest talking about domestic violence, of course, on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have 2 or 3 more questions remaining, of course, for us to just get a clarity and know where you would actually rush to get help, because it's important for you to go and get help. We'll be back after a short break. This is Dr. Ofweneke Tonight.
You are watching TV 47, the home of Untold Story.
September hii tunapiga operation moja.
Disability is not only limited to physical disorder but also mental issue. From depression,
I was under depression for like 2 years.
Bipolar.
Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder.
And even suicidal thoughts.
When I was just about to hang myself, a certain voice just talked to me, and I believe that was God. I tried suicide more than 6 times.
Beyond the Limit has gone beyond its limit to find answers so as to help everyone go through life with ease. Join Muthoni Maina every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Starting this September at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, The Realtor brings it all to perspective. We identify a property, discuss and demonstrate the journey towards ownership.
Professionals who have integrity, and from their catalog you can easily read that these are professionals who are able to deliver.
Everywhere you go, you have to up your games, you have to go with the trends.
Not forgetting the margins as well as the risks that come along.
The runaway prices of the land. We are saying that it's something that we can never go without mentioning. Any developer will not go without mentioning the price of land.
Don't miss out. Do you want the latest news on farming? We've got the WikiLeaks for you. Get it? No? Well, okay. Every week, we give you insights on different farms, from crop farming to animal keeping.
They're very hardy insects, yeah? The larvae is a very hardy insect.
We look forward to having an optimum production in maybe about 5 years. Yes. Oh. Yeah.
So we plant every week and we harvest every week.
Join Violet Njoki every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as we skooma the wiki.
It's not all the time you have to read your farm. Sometimes it's of benefit.
starting this September at 8:30 p.m.
Hi and welcome to The Grind. My name is Violet Njoki.
We continue to provide the platform that aims to inform and educate on business-related matter. We are here to ask all the relevant questions on your behalf.
When it comes to a catering business, do you need licenses?
Yeah, a lot of it.
And inform you what is happening in the business arena. Be sure to stay tuned.
I need to know from Louis, David, and Bito. Is there something like financial domestic violence whereby najua who dem hakuna penye tai enda juu mimi ndio mpatia do, because I think all sponsors are guilty of financial manipulation violence upon the heart. Is Bito, is there something like financial manipulation violence, domestic, whatever?
Yes, one of the types of violence that exists is economic violence, where someone is in control and makes the decisions concerning all the money. Yeah. And because of that, the other individual who does not have anything is not able to leave because they don't have that financial capacity. When we are talking about gender-based violence or intimate partner violence, there's an aspect of power being lorded over another individual, and money is power. Yes.
Now let me ask, kama huyo mwenye ni sponsor, now that umejua there is a problem, utamreport wapi? What can you do? What can you do?
Una report do ya dunda.
Remember, we've said there has to be an aspect of consent at all levels, and it has to be per the moment. Yeah. Okay. It's not at that point when we met that consent was made for all decisions that you are going to make moving forward. So if you have not consented, then you can report if an instance.
Where do I report? Where do I go?
Report? That's where as we wind up.
So the challenge we have is usually sensitization of the service providers. So you cannot just go report such things anywhere, because majority know that gender-based violence is physical and sexual.
Yes.
So it's good for you to know places where service providers are sensitized, and HIAS is one of the places.
Yes.
Specifically to our target populations.
All right.
But where you live, it's good for you to map out and know which facility has service providers that are sensitized.
So I can only report to HIAS, like
not only to HIAS, but to a facility that has staff that is sensitized to understand that stalking is a form of violence.
For example, where?
Most of our county facilities nowadays have been sensitized, all the staff. We also have I think I would talk of the county facilities, because when we go to private facilities, they run their own in their own way.
But I'm sure that you have a social media presence and a toll number.
Yes. We have some toll numbers that.
What are the toll numbers, Bito?
So for refugees, we have 1517.
1517.
Yes. And there is a national GBV hotline, 1195.
1195.
Yes.
1195 for the national GBV victims.
Yeah.
And of course for the specific refugees is 1115.
1517.
1517. So please make sure those are the contact numbers, just in case you end up being a victim or you have sensed the red flags of somebody who's actually going through that as well. Social media as you close up.
Social media, yes, we have our Twitter pages and the Facebook pages. I'll be able to share them with you later on.
Please.
And besides that, also to sensitize people that also the police stations, Utumishi Water, are also available. There is a gender desk in each police station now. If you're not comfortable with the person you're reporting to, it's also your right to request for someone else to take up your report.
Asante sana. Tupige pia HIAS makofi.
Both Facebook and Twitter, you can search for HIAS Kenya.
HIAS Kenya. So HIAS Kenya, both Facebook and Twitter, and later on I shall be repeating the toll numbers for the national-wide gender-based violence or domestic violence victims, and of course for the specific refugees as well. Thank you so much to Beatrice, David, and of course Louis. Karibuni sana next time on the show as well. I hope we've been able to actually sensitize and educate a few people on that one.
Thank you.
Tupige makofi guys. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Leave your wapatie music as they give this.
Disability is not only limited to physical disorder but also mental issue. From depression,
I was under depression for like 2 years.
bipolar,
Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder.
and even suicidal thoughts.
When I was just about to hang myself, a certain voice just talked to me, and I believe that was God. I tried suicide more than 6 times.
Beyond the Limit has gone beyond its limit to find answers so as to help everyone go through life with ease. Join Muthoni Maina every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Starting this September at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, The Realtor brings it all to perspective. We identify a property, discuss and demonstrate the journey towards ownership.
Professionals who have integrity, and from their catalog you can easily read that these are professionals who are able to deliver.
Everywhere you go, you have to up your games. You have to go with the trends.
Not forgetting the margins as well as the risks that come along.
The runaway prices of the land. We are saying that it's something that we can never go without mentioning. Any developer will not go without mentioning price of land.
Don't miss out. Do you want the latest news on farming? We've got the WikiLeaks for you. Get it? No? Well, okay. Every week, we give you insights on different farms, from crop farming to animal keeping.
They're very hardy insects, yeah? The larvae is a very hardy insect.
We look forward to having an optimum production in maybe about 5 years. Yes. Yeah.
So we plant every week and we harvest every week.
Join Violet Njoki every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as we skooma the wiki.
It's not all the time you have to video your farm. Sometimes it's of benefit.
Starting this September at 8:30 p.m.
Hi and welcome to The Grind. My name is Violet Njoki.
We continue to provide the platform that aims to inform and educate on business-related matter. We are here to ask all the relevant questions on your behalf.
When it comes to a catering business, do you need licenses?
Yeah, a lot of it.
And inform you what is happening in the business arena. Be sure to stay tuned.
All week, you look forward to the weekend. And we are here to help you make the most of it. Catch me, Karen Karini, on Fridays. And with me, Muthoni Maina, on the weekend.
Disability is not only limited to physical disorder but also mental issue. From depression,
I was under depression for like 2 years.
bipolar,
Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder.
and even suicidal thoughts.
When I was just about to hang myself, a certain voice just talked to me, and I believe that was God. I tried suicide more than 6 times.
Beyond the Limit has gone beyond its limit to find answers so as to help everyone go through life with ease. Join Muthoni Maina every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Starting this September at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, The Realtor brings it all to perspective. We identify a property, discuss and demonstrate the journey towards ownership.
professionals who have integrity, and from their catalog you can easily read that these are professionals who are able to deliver.
Everywhere you go, you have to up your games. You have to go with the trend.
He's not. I met him yesterday, 2 days ago when I was coming down from the village, Kakamega, and we are boys. We speak. He's not talking. And I swear, I know that one I expected. So to my landlord and anybody who listened to the ground and the ground disappointed them. Poleni sana, maybe ground ilikuwa manyasi tupu, ndio ilikuwa inakusikiza. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take so much time. Please, allow me to invite now one of the guys who I am genuinely proud about. And if I look at him, he's the genuine, honest, futuristic face of Kenya politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mwenyewe PK. Diva mziki pale.
Lazima acheze hiyo.
Lazima.
Lazima dance hiyo. Lazima dance hiyo.
Now, listen, before I directly talk to him, Oman, Orie, Malay. God is God, Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you I am connected, and anybody around me carries a bright future kind of a vibe. So this gentleman, first of all, is my own area MP. Let's start from there. Wow. Number two, this gentleman and I, this was when nilikuwa form 2, si ndio? Yes, when I was we were in the same school actually, the same dormitory. Nikiwa form 2 alikuwa form 1. So sisi tumejuania tu hapa. I know people.
People ndio connected.
And I mean, wachana na hizi mobile network companies. Mimi ndio the real connection. I'm telling you. When I see you here, Omwan, I am proud.
But ukiwa huko na kwa active.
Wewe pale uko ni wapi vitu wewe.
Ngoja kidogo tusikie kidogo.
Sasa wewe ni mheshimiwa, usiongee ovyo tu, usiseme vitu ovyo.
Ai mheshimiwa, tuambie tu kitu yake hata moja.
Truth be told.
Najua watu wanajua huyu ni Nigeria. Ni wote tuambiwe kidogo.
Lubini nilijificha studio kidogo. Kwa sababu ile makosa nilifanya shule nilikuwa nimetoka. Lazima Lubini ningeficha white.
Na mbona unaongea mingi before aongea tu
ongea hata. No, ni kama flash.
Una kama. Ai mwesh unafaa tuambie kitu kidogo.
Listen, stop it. Nakuona sana. Takunyoa hiyo side nyingine anywele. Mheshimiwa, karibu on the show. First of all, genuinely more than anybody else. I'm very much proud of you.
Thank you.
Hebu niulize hii period between high school na wewe kuwa mheshimiwa. Hapa because we were not in contact hapa katikati sana. Ulifanya nini before you officially started campaigning? And having this dream.
Okay, I think venye tulimaliza form 2 okay, venye nilimaliza form 4 hiyo time nakumbuka venye tulimaliza ilibidi sasa tuende tuingie hustle. Unajua uko home kuna kuanga na ile majagaris
za skarunguru.
Sasa kazi yangu sasa ilikuwa ni kusiaga skarunguru. So unaelewa sasa hiyo ndio hustle.
So ukimbibuka
kusiaga skarunguru na ng'ombe unarotatisha usiku yote hivyo. Sinaelewa. Sasa hiyo nilikuanga na kupika skari. Unajua kupika hiyo skari tangu hivi unaona hiyo ngutu. Kupika hiyo skari inachukua 12 hours.
Kama umesikia
au kuipiga tu ndio itoke. Hiyo inakuwa juice. So hiyo inapitia hiyo process mpaka ifike crystallization from maji mpaka 12 hours. So ukiweka tu na moto ikikuchapa tu.
So unaika usiku unalala utaamkia asubuhi
by the way alafu unajua sasa pia hapo mchana usiku unafika. Okay, before kama tulikuwa primary kazi ilikuwa ni kushiaga skarunguru. unafika umechapa, unajua unamkanga hiyo, umeamka unafanya usiku yote. So ukiamka asubuhi, ukifika asubuhi ni kujiosha tu miguu kidogo, sasa unabaki tu class kama unazinzia tu hivi na baada hiyo God akatusaidia, but God akatusaidia, nikapenya nikaenda Lubino, nilikuwa kwa bad boy lakini nikuja kwa kijana mzuri. Na venye hiyo time ulikuanga Lubino, mimi nilikuwa kijana wa CU by the way.
Yeah, pale tukiwa na nani Ikapes. It's now Ikapes used to be the CU chairman, head of presidentship. But Ikapes alikuwa anapiga makofi hivi. Alafu alikuwa akiimba CU, alikuwa asimamanga hivi. Commando, yes. Anybody from Lubino High School, Mumias, you guys know what we're talking about. So now from there, you cleared, did a little bit of your story, ya Skari. Then from there,
from there, so me, I used to be a cool guy by the way. The only thing ilikuwa ni kusoma by the way, na yo kimbia maybe mbio za Kiingereza hivyo kiasi. So wakati nilimaliza nikaingia juzi kwa nikaingia Egerton. Hiyo time ya kuingia Egerton, si ndio? So hiyo kitu nilifanya by the way, nikaamua kusimama hii kura. I think it's a very painful story because I remember wakati my bro nilikuwa parallel by the program. So hiyo time nilitaka kiongozi fulani anisaidie, like kunisaidia that I didn't want to have anipatie pesa. No, parallel kuna do mingi, kuna pesa mingi. So I want just him aniandikie barua kuonyesha this is a needy case, father yake alipass nini. Sasa akaniambia wewe enda itisha arambe nitakuletea 5000. Na mimi nataka unajua semester mazee ni 70000. So from there mazee nilienda nikilia sana nikisema nikipata 5k surely hiyo itakuwa embarrassment, and I just wanted a scholarship. So from then nikasema Mungu akinisaidia but thank God I managed to get that scholarship ikanisukuma. So from then nikasema kweli nikiwa kiongozi, it's not necessarily that lazima you have money. There are many ways you can help your people, sindio? Just by doing simple small things like that. So hiyo ndio so wakati nilifika campus Egerton nilikuwa pia cool, nikaona tu ile kitu ya kuamka tu naanza kusema wanafunzi mnaona tukikutana venye tuko hapa hivi, sindio? Naambia leo tuombe, sindio? Nikaanza kupata courage, ya kuongea mbele ya watu. So venye nilisimama kura the first, nilikuwa first year, second semester, nikaanguka kura, nilikuwa nimesimama direct academics, nikaanguka. Baze nilisikia vibaya because the weakest candidate nilikuwa na expect kushinda alinishinda. So bala iliniuma for the like 3 weeks maze. Yani sikuwa na. So the subsequent year now, in third year now, I decided to go for the vice chairman. So from there na hapo sikuwa na do. Unajua ile campus ya politics ya campus ya hiyo time. Na ya hii ni college haina mambo mengi. Yani few representative
wananulia KDF.
Wana elect some yani reps. Lakini ile ilikuwa ni kama hii ya kawaida yenye tunafanya hii ya presidential system hii. So hiyo time sikuwa na do. Lakini venye nilitembeanga mazee, na unajua mimi I'm the only student leader mwenye kwa na girlfriend by the campus. Sasa
Peter, hauko na girlfriend?
Sikuwa na.
Moral of the story, kama uko campus wachane wewe msichana ndio kwa MP.
Sasa unajua hiyo kitu ilisaidia juu madem wako na grip kila because I treat clear dem venye equal, unaona? So madem ndio wanipitisha hiyo kura ya vice chairman. Unajua kama nilikuwa niko na girlfriend. Wewe ungekuwa unasema wewe tukipatia uko girlfriend, wewe ndio utakula vitu. So most by the ladies ndio votia. Unaona?
Jua hako anajua kwa wapi kwa maisha yako.
Mimi niko tu kila mtu naogotea, yani unaelewa. So mademu alinisaidia akanipitisha kura because unajua hiyo time unajua kama Egerton unajua pia kuna clanism politics na kuanga, lakini sasa mlio tukua chache, but sasa because of that. So venye limaza campus hiyo time the first time by the and that is always the dream comes valid by the the first lecture I remember lecture tukalisha hivi venye tumekaa hivi akasema today you're not going to have any classes, kila mtu must say what he wants to be in the next 5 years 10 years to come from now. Mimi venye alifika kwangu yangu ilikuwa very weird, very funny. Juu yangu ilikuwa na venye alinifikia nikasema mimi nataka kuserve watu, nataka nikuwe either pastor ama nikuwe kiongozi. Sikuwa na hiyo time, sikuwa nimejua nitakuja kusimama hata even involved in this campus politics, because I used to be a cool guy. Mimi nilikuwa tu mtu wa student fellowship. CEO tu. Venye nilikuwa tu sikuwa nakumbuka nilikwambia. Nilikuwa tu. So from there mazee venye ikakuwa hivyo, wakati nikakuja nikapenya, sikuwa na do, nikakuwa vice chairman, si ndio wasiwe student of Egerton, si ndio? So from there man, venye tulimaliza hivyo, si ndio? Tukaanza ku hustle. Unaona? So ku hustle ilikuwa ni 2013, unaelewa? So 2013 kufanya mambo ya Old Mutual kidogo, retainer, unaelewa hiyo retainer unapanga 10k, unaelewa? Ya kumove nayo, si sawa? So from there man, tukatoka hapo hivyo, nikakuja nikapata kingine ya kuuza bicycles, unaelewa? Hii ilikuwa 14k per month. Unaelewa hiyo hustle. Sasa hiyo 14k kidogo unaenda unazunguka, unaenda hiyo nilikuwa nauza bicycle. Sasa wakanipeleka Kakamega. So nakanyaga bicycle yangu mpaka from Kakamega to ilikuwa Buffalo bicycle paka kwa constituent Mumias, naenda kukampe mimi kanyaga bicycle kutoka Kakamega kwenda Mumias.
Na tu nimetembea footing mpaka hapo Bulimo, lakini sije ati paka shianda nini
bicycle. So hiyo ilikuwa 2014, kaanza kuongea na watu huko hivyo kwa mashinani, kwa matanga vitu kama hizo, si ndio? Mambo ya parallel program nini hivyo, si ndio? So ikafika 2015, si ndio? 2015 hapo 2016. So nilikuwa nasema watu wananiambia enda simama nenda simama MCA. Sasa mimi naangalia MCA bana, naona sina peace of mind. You know, mimi naambia nataka MP. Nataka MP. Anasema bana wewe uko serious ama kichwa chako kimeharibika wewe? Unajua because wewe unasema una job, una nini, una wife, una bibi, una nyumba, una nini, uko tu hapo hivyo mazee.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is of course hosting the one and only, the member of parliament of course Mumias East, ladies and gentlemen, live on Dr. Ofweneke tonight. When we come back, before we finish with him, we shall ask him 2 more questions kwanza. But it's important, it's beautiful how we're getting to hear the story of how true servanthood comes from a dream. And that is what he had. He had nothing apart from just a dream to serve the people of Mumias East. This is Dr. Ofweneke tonight. We'll be back after a short break.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Tricent School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu, and Homa Bay.
Sonadol Extra imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli kupambana haraka na maumivu ya kichwa, mwili na hata meno. Sonadol Extra, hakika maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Do you aspire to acquire knowledge and skills relevant to the job market and entrepreneurship? Join us at KIPS Technical College, one of the largest NEC examination centers in Kenya and the premier tertiary institution established and mandated to operate by TVET Authority. We lead when it comes to offering high-quality technical and professional training and bringing out the best in our students. Our ultra-modern learning facilities, highly qualified and experienced lecturers, attachment liaison office, counseling office make us the preferred choice. Limited HELB loans are available to students. Our intake is ongoing for full-time, evening and online classes. Join us today and experience the KIPS difference. KIPS Technical College, your sure path to success.
As a government-sponsored student, joining Mount Kenya University was the best decision I ever made.
With over 165 fully accredited programs and state-of-the-art learning facilities, you literally have the world in your hands in terms of career choice.
The learning is not only uninterrupted, but also supported through ICT. And within no time, you're done with your studies.
Make the right choice by joining Mount Kenya University.
Mount Kenya University, unlocking infinite possibilities.
You're watching TV47,
the home of untold stories.
Big shout out to everybody watching from Isili and South Sea. That's yours. To every Mohammed and every Amina that is watching, and every Zubeida and every Zuhura and every who else. I don't know how you say hi, but I know one word.
Shukri.
Shukri. Shukri no lema babi. Thank you so much. We are back with Mwenyewe. Guys have loved your story. They have loved how you've risen from. You fought every battle to get where you are, and I clearly can tell you. Juzi nikiwa after tumamalizana na inauguration, nilikuwa natoka pale home hapo shianda nikibai vitu, nikibai nyama nini, and I wanted to hear what are people say, what is expectations of you from guys of Mumias, and they had their own wishes, but I don't know, you as my MP. First of all, what is your plan? Because my mom is there, and my father will be there, my siblings are there. Na nikienda nyumbani pia niko hapo. What is your plan for me as your constituent?
Okay, first and foremost, I think what I plan to do, first what my people wants to know is that I've not changed. The person that they used to know or to see before they elected him is still the same person. The way maybe like kubeba the coffin, doing kupika ugali na wamama, the way we used to do. We're going to still doing, and I'm still doing by the and then kuna ile tu being simple and honest with them. I'll continue being the same.
Right.
Nothing will drive me away from that. Then number two, I have great plan for them. I think of recent we have been having a challenge with the issues of the CDF Act by the and it's something that we are working on it as we speak, because we want ile fund iendelee. And one of the things like today, immediately we start our program. That is next week.
Yes.
Writing to the Speaker of the National Assembly, whereby we have to revisit, because what really made me also to be the Member of Parliament is how I was so much consistent and fighting for the Mumias Sugar revival.
Right.
And today, as I can speak here, very authoritatively, that Mumias Sugar is now back, is now operating 24 hours throughout. And we are always in touch with the operations manager who is in charge, and I'm giving him full support. And all the road bridges have been opened and everything, at least many, and I've also directed him that to create more jobs to the youth around, and you know, so that one I'm also continuing. Then because now the issue of I've also asked the Member of Parliament from Western, and they have agreed with me that they must put me in the Agriculture Committee so that I can be able to push the regulations in the sugar revival things. So because now the Member of Parliament was pushing for the issues of sugar bill because he didn't manage to come back to the Parliament. So that is the Omnyinyi. So I'll be writing to the Speaker most probably tomorrow so that now that bill has to be revisited, and then it goes through the stages of the Parliament, and then it goes back to the Senate so that sugar industry can be regulated, because it has failed. We want also to be like the tea farmers, because after the formulation of that tea bill today, farmers of tea, they are enjoying. There's no complaints from people from Kericho where they're enjoying by the farmers are good. So that's what I'm going to do. Now coming to the issues, I've decided that that because I know what it means by hustling, and when most of every year students are graduating from the universities, right? Graduating both in diploma, degree, certificate. So in my constituency, what I've decided that after we have done with the induction, because leo unajua nimetoka tu kwa induction nikakuja tu hapo. That's why niko kwa official na kwanga sasa niko kwa so the thing I have is that I'll be making sure I have the data bank of all those who have graduated. So you tell me like you have registered, certificate, diploma, and so any opportunity that comes out
for you.
We just know we have like in this location we have these people and all that. And then also like in terms of education is the equalizer between the poor and the rich, right? So the bursaries are going to be transparent to everyone.
Kuisha, hakuna kitu ingine sasa, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the best. Of course, I will be calling to check up on you, and I'll be calling, of course, Dikona Vito hapa nakupigia, and I'm looking at how we'll also work together hand in hand as we just decided to say we can build a bigger Kakamega County, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm proud of you.
I'm proud, lakini nisalamie kwa mti yangu kwanza.
Nani tena?
Nataka nisalamie. Najua ananiangalia pale. Waziri Eugene nimekusalamia wewe ni mti yangu.
Akiwaluya tunanga aibu. Yaani mpaka kwa TV tunatuma salamu. So, yes, Mheshimiwa Eugene Omala, of course, salamu imefika kutoka hapa TV47. We shall be welcoming him on the show as well.
Yeah, sure.
Oman, orio sana? All the best. Mpe muziki, pade mheshimiwa muziki anapotoka. Thank you so much, sir. The one and only Mheshimiwa PK. And of course, I think for me the most important thing I wanted to know was what is his plan and what is his agenda. Of course, for the people of Mumias, it's simply because it's also a representation of the younger generation of politicians who are coming up. So we are proud of him, and of course we shall be here to support him. Na pia mimi nitakuwa nampigia make sure tu. Just sasa hii stima ikipotea pale kwetu napiga tunasema can power call power. So power will call power and power will return power back. That's what we're saying. Please hashtag Ofweneke tonight. And now we're from the Parliament buildings. We want to head all the way to Harambe Annex 1 or Karen residence and officially now invite on the show. This guy has killed me. Ever since the inauguration, me have been laughing left, right, and center. I don't know about you. Please, as I invite him, go straight right now on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. Please go and look for Mr. KK Mwenyewe. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. KK Mwenyewe, aka Mr. Riggy, aka Riggy. Mapi makofi tafadhali hapo kama the show. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's our DJ, Mheshimiwa. That's our DJ.
Hi.
You're fine?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Mr. DP.
Thank you.
Mr. Deputy, it's here. What my coffee, Deputy President? Yes. Mr. Deputy President, you have now that the president is out of the country. How do you feel that you didn't go for the funeral? Do you think he should have carried you?
I don't think that. I expected Dr. William Samoei Ruto to leave me as the acting deputy president, because the previous administration was full of dictatorship.
Mr. Deputy President, we have just started the show. We've just started. You're already attacking the previous government.
But those are facts. I am talking facts. Those are things that happened. We received a demoralized economy, a deregulated country, and we cannot run away from the facts. And if those people are unhappy with me talking the truth, I think I'm sorry for them, because I'm truthful man. I talk the truth, and they must tolerate with me, because I'm an honest man, Dr. Ofweneke.
Mr. Deputy President, do you think probably ulichoma during the inauguration?
I did not. I have said this most probably that I was just excited. I did not believe that I was becoming the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. I could not believe that I was becoming puff than Fred Matiang'i, Karaja Kificho, and David Murathe. I could not believe all those things.
Wow,
and in fact, my wife, Pastor Dorocas, woke me at 2 a.m. We prayed for 2 hours. We rehearsed. And then we waited for the alarm to cry so that we can
One last question, Mr. Mwenyewe, Deputy President. Your government is for the hustlers. First of all, are slay queens hustlers, and what is the government of Kenya Kwanza going to do for the slay queens? Because
Pardon.
I ask you, fix your microphone, sir. I was asking, slay queens are hustlers. What is the plan for Kenya Kwanza government for slay? Because they are facing issues. The sponsors are dying. What will they do for?
Pardon. You're talking about the slay queens. We are not going to give time for slay queen in our administration. I and William Ruto, we are prepared to save the hustler nation, the people of the Republic of Kenya, not about slay queen. This is not the government where opposition came into the government. They captured everything, state capture, demoralized everything. Right now, Dr. Ofweneke, our focus is to liberate this country and return it to where Mwai Kibaki left it. Over 14 billion people are on CRB. That is our business.
Which means your 200 million is finally.
It has not been returned. It has not yet been returned.
But you're now in power.
But you see, in the treasury, we only got 93 million. That is.
So what a balance.
They have to pay. In fact, the 93 million belongs to me. But I have decided that the people of Kenya and the hustler nation who voted for us shall receive that money. Otherwise, we cannot run a country like this. They went away with all the money. Dr. Ofweneke, which country are we receiving? The country was almost coming to a shutdown. I am not believing this.
Baba Wino said you look like a village elder.
Let him continue saying so. I have no problem. My determination is to win, and I'm going to gym. I know he say that because I don't go to gym. This stomach of mine, in the 100 days of William Ruto, I am going to be 50 kilograms. The people of Kenya will
this show is useless. Come on. So even the suit we will fix. Because people complain about your dressing code as well.
Those dressing, the suits that I was wearing, let me tell you, Dr. Ofweneke, that administration, George Kinoti, sent me over 200,000 policemen at my doorstep to arrest me before my wife and my 2 kids. They blocked all my bank accounts. And I had no money to buy new suits. Those suits I was helped by by Sonko and Babayao. The suits that I was wearing, they were not mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. KK Mwenyewe. Bro, karibu sana kwa the show. Welcome very much, man. I am so happy that you're here. Mazumi kukinichekesha the whole time. Tangu inauguration, I had to tell everybody at the team, please, we must invite this guy. I don't care where he is. Apparently tumekutoka Kisii.
Yes, nimetoka Kisii.
Kisii wapi? Unajua nimeoa pale, wewe unaweza kuwa nimetoa hapo Nyange na town tu.
I'm not a Kisii we.
Wa Kisii ni nini? Wa Kisii
I'm just studying there at Kisii University.
Kisii University?
Yeah.
Big up to Kisii University watching. Beautiful. What are you studying?
I'm a computer science student.
Whoa. Computer science?
Yes. People don't believe that I do that course. They think that I'm a joker.
So computer science, I have 4th year, 3rd year?
Third year.
Third year?
Yeah.
Man, lazima tukuje graduation yako. You must come to celebrate you.
Yeah. You are welcome.
Lazima
tukuje. Invite Riggy.
Do you think, because I've seen Martha Karua has retweeted and commented on the video of her and you and Martha Karua now. Hey, has this gotten to the Deputy President, Riggy?
I have not heard from anybody or from him, but I am hoping that he will get that. He will get my videos, and he will come into the current Hasura mansion, and we are going to have a nice time, and we are going to have a conversation with him, because the people of Kenya must be liberated. We are a democratic country.
Hey. Tumetokaje huko mpaka tukafika haraka tumefika mpaka kale. Let me ask, is this what you really want to do, or you want to continue with the computer science? Because that means at least for as long as Riggy G is in the government, that means we have you.
You know, being in school, hiyo ni mzazi alinipeleka. Lakini mimi nafanya comedy because I love it. I love art, by the way. I have I have been doing all this from so continue to do that because that is what I love.
That is what you love best.
But to graduate now I must. Yes. Yeah.
Yaani unawakia mumba akisi.
Unajua ni kupsidi nifanya hivyo lakini unajua wacha nikwambie, unajua tukiwa high school mimi hata kitu ilifanya nisombe kwa bidii mpaka niende campus ni walimu wa high school. Walikuwa wanakuja wanatuambia in campus they are very good girls. Mimi nikisikia girls
Na ukaamua uende Kisii.
Alafu nikagugu where is Kisii? Alafu nikaona Kisii is among the universities that have beautiful girls. Where? Mimi nikajaza Kisii.
So kwa pale unasoma wasichana.
Hiyo kitu ili change. Hiyo time nilikuwa mtoto sasa hivi.
Walimu wetu wenyewe vitu mingi walipeleka through.
Watu shule wanasemaje about it? Hizo comedy wanaziona.
Wanafurahia tu tukipatana na wale, Mr. KK, wananipata nikinunua sukuma, unanunua sukuma, sawa.
As we finish, have you gotten any endorsement? Are you getting any business? Because for the past 2 weeks, you have literally been trending.
Hata sijaanza 2 weeks. Like I had another TikTok account and nilikuwa nimefanya, in fact it was it was 130k followers. Si hata hii si mara ya kwanza hata kutrend. Kuna video nyingine nilifanyanga kitambo ilikuwa na mtazamaji, nilikuwa na report mahali nasema kijana fulani ananunua pilipili na anakopa.
Oh, I think I saw it. I think I must have seen it at some point.
That was me. That time. This year I think in February, March. So that account alafu ikafika mahali TikTok sijui walifanya nini wakai restrict, so I had to start another TikTok account.
Pilipili labda ni waindi.
So yeah. So I had to start another TikTok account. In fact it was in July, but I said lazima nianze ingine, lazima juu I love art, lazima ningangane. Juu nilikuwa naweka video, unaenda unashoot video, unaona hii ni kali mpaka unacheka peke yako. Alafu unakuja unaweka pale TikTok inapata ati 24 views in 24 hours. Unashangaa mpaka kila mtu mwenye mmeshoot na yeye mpaka mamuko mnanini, alafu TikTok wanatupatia views. So tukaona wacha tuwaze account nyingine tuone hiki ikikataa kuenda tujue hii hatuna talent, wacha tuende tukalime. So but imekuwa poa.
Let me because my desire is that after a show guys will actually see you. Now can you just give them your social media handles first of all?
Apale.
Penye watazamaji na wale wenye pesa watakupata.
Wakiingia kwenye mtandao wa YouTube ni Mr. KK Mwenyewe. In fact ni kila mahali Mr. KK Mwenyewe. Ukiingia Instagram utafute Mr. KK Mwenyewe, ni mimi. Mwenyewe ni mimi, si mwingine, hakuna mwingine, ni mimi Mr. KK Mwenyewe. Ukiingia Facebook Mr. KK Mwenyewe, like my page, follow kila mahali. TikTok tuko almost 70k wa follow ndio tufikie hiyo account nyingine, ndio TikTok wasikie hivyo.
So the fight is not against poverty, it's against TikTok again. Thank you so much, and I offer myself as a big brother when it comes to advice. Please, for whatever thing, because one, I enjoy this. So for whatever thing you want advice on, please tafadhali nipigie. Sawa.
Nitanipea namba.
Enda kupatia namba. Hiyo nayo namba na kupatia yangu, hata si ya PA, na kupatia yangu. So we see how we can be able to grow each other in this one.
Yes.
Sasa. But this is amazing what you do. And Ebuni zoom in your camera, ni zoom in that camera. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, I know you're watching, sir. And I know you're part of the Hustler Manifesto Kenya Kwanza, also support arts and culture, and especially the artistic department. Please, you've seen this guy. Please, let's see how we can get him to. I don't want to promise, but I want to say I can talk to Hussein. Akitoka ngambo, tukupeleke pale Hustler Mansion. Sindio?
Thank you.
Ladies and please tell them something as you finish.
The only thing that I can tell you, the people of Kenya, I and William Ruto, we are ready. We want to liberate this country. We want